Many individuals who want to buy land in the state of Enugu, especially first-time buyers, have challenges deciding on whether to buy an estate land or a community land. In today's video, I'm going to explain to you what an estate land is and what a community land is and the difference between the two. My name is Obalek Emmanuel. I'm a real estate expert based in the state of Enugu. I help smart individuals like you make secure and profitable real estate investment in the state of Enugu. All right, so let's jump straight to the topic. All right, so what is an estate land? An estate land is a land that is owned, managed, and controlled by a real estate company. It is usually surveyed, planned, and registered with a proper documentation. Why a community land is a land that is owned by an indigene, a community, or a family of a village. People who want to buy community land normally buy from a family, an individual, or maybe the community of that particular village. Basically, when you want to compare an estate land and a community land, basically there are five major factors you need to consider. The very first one is security. So for an estate land, most companies who own estate land, basically before they start pushing a particular property to the market, they carry out what we call due diligence. So basically, they want to find out if the land is under government interest, if the land has any land dispute or has any litigation. So they do this thing in order to ensure that the property they're about to sell to people are registered with the land registry and also it has the proper documentation. So when they do this thing, they ensure they provide security and they protect the people who are buying this land from any future dispute, any litigation, and thereby giving the owners of this particular estate land peace of mind and then security. Why most community land are not registered? In fact, there's no even legal document to back them up. So people who buy from this land either end up registering the land by themselves or maybe possibly having an issue in the future. Then number two factor is infrastructural development. What really makes a land to be an estate is the installation of basic amenities. Amenities like drainage system, electricity, good access road, perimeter fencing around the estate. So these amenities are actually what makes a land an estate. Why a community land are mainly a raw land that has no any of these features or any of these amenities. So basically, these land are from community. There's no development, there's no infrastructure. The third factor is better planning and layout. Now, most estate land has a better planning and a perfect layout. So you will see in an estate, there's a particular space for a residential building and why there's a part for a commercial building. That's for residential building, you will see places where that is basically mapped out for duplexes, for a block of flats, or maybe for bungalows. And also they have part for commercial. So in an estate, you hardly see people building structures, residential structures in places that are meant for commercial structures. And estate land, because of the perfect planning and layout, they have installation of these basic amenities. And these are what makes a land to be called an estate. Why a community land doesn't have any of these planning? It's just an empty land, no planning. People who buy community land can just build structures anyhow in that particular land because there's no perfect planning or perfect layout to it. The fourth factor is price. Then for estate land are quite costly. They are more expensive when compared to a community land. Reason being that estate factor has these amenities that I've already mentioned, these basic amenities. So because of installation of these amenities by the developer or maybe the real estate company that owns that particular estate, the it makes the price of that particular estate to be high because of these basic amenities. Why for community land? Community land is way more less expensive or very cheap because there's no particular installation of these basic amenities. And this, because of this, the land are very, very much affordable. And for individuals who buy community land, they might end up installing these basic amenities like perimeter fencing, drainage system, good access road, and this will even end up costing them more because they have to bear the whole cost by themselves. The final factor is appreciation potential. Now, for an estate land, it has more appreciation potential. Take for instance that you are buying a land from an estate company, and at that particular time when you are buying the property, it costs you 5 million naira. But once development start coming into that estate, maybe development like electricity, good access road, drainage system, and other basic amenities, you notice that the value of that land will keep appreciating because of the development going on in that particular estate. And sometimes maybe when structures start coming up in that estate, the value of that property will keep appreciating. And because of this development, it makes estate land to have more appreciation potential when compared to a community land. Now, for a community land, there's little or no development. You see a community land, for years, there's little or no major development. So people who buy community land end up selling back maybe way lesser or the same price they bought it because there's no significant project or significant development on that land for years. Now, based on my explanation, let me ask you, if you have the option to choose, which one would you choose? Is it an estate land or maybe a community land? But if you ask me, I will go for an estate land because of these features I've already stated to you: the development, the appreciation potential, the security it gives. I mean, an estate land is a land that you buy. You're sure that every due diligence has been carried out on the property, and you have the full right and peace of mind once you are buying from this estate land. Now, if you are looking for an estate land here in the city of Enugu, a property that is fully registered and verifiable, go ahead, call or WhatsApp the number showing on your screen, and we'll bring you and we'll help you make the right investment.